going on, everybody? I'm Aaliyah Michelle.
And I'm Purple. And this is Cocktails and Combo.
With Purple.
And Lee.
Alright, so, we ain't got nothing really crazy. We got like a little red wine. Ain't gonna do no free promotion over here, so red wine.
And then, neither one of us know. Alright, I'm gonna let you drink it first.
I've been dying to try.
Oh, no.
I've been dying to try it. Maybe it's not that bad. Like, it's not bitter. I still taste a little sweet, but it's not. It's hot. It's hot wine, so. See, it's not like that,
it's not
right?
bad.
It
No.
tastes dry, but I think it's only because it's hot.
I don't know. You know, red wine technically is supposed to be hot. And then white wine is supposed to be cool. It's I feel like this will get you buzzed. First of all, we drinking wine in red solo cups, but we're not going to talk about that. Somebody might have forgot the wine glasses. Anyways.
Anywho.
All right, y'all. So if you were looking at our post, you saw something that Aaliyah posted about her silently, or was it?
Yeah, support entrepreneurs, putting my money back into the pocket of people who look like me.
When it comes to her apparel.
Yes, and I have been doing it, so I'm proud of myself.
So what are you wearing?
This is a hoodie I got a while ago from Jack Boy Clothing. Shout out to my man Melly for the hoodie. He do have them on sale. I believe they're like $40, and he also has other apparel. So make sure y'all follow him on Instagram at Jack Boy Clothing.
All right, and I am wearing 3 Little Birdie t-shirts. It's like women empowerment type shirts. So this says, "Black is beautiful. I love being me." And then it has a bunch of affirmations on the back. If you can read them, Nate. Let's see.
Oh, I love my curls. I love my curves. I love my nose. I love my eyes. I love my lips. I love the skin I'm in. Black is beautiful. Love being me.
That's cute. So, and it's a bunch of them. I have probably like 4 of them. She has hoodies. She has a bunch of stuff. So definitely check her out. It's the word 3 little t-shirts. 3 Little Birdies t-shirts. That's what it is. As y'all can see, we're in a different environment. So we're at 5516 Robinson Avenue. It's called The Moon Collective.
The thrift / consignment shop.
Yes.
/ venue space also.
Yeah. So y'all gotta come. If you're looking for a venue space, this space is really nice. I will give y'all a tour, but we're not gonna do all that right now.
And it's black owned.
Yes, it's black owned. Just come check it out. 5516 Robinson. All right. So
Purple
let's
got a little
get
creative.
into it.
She done put the stuff on flash.
Only because I feel like we be flipping through our phone a little too much during episodes. So we're trying to get a little organized for y'all. We're going to get it together. We're going to get it together soon. We're going to have like our logos on the back of the cars. It's going to be real cute. But anyways, it is, right? You know, I be trying. So you got the first question?
Yep, I got the first
All
question.
right, go ahead.
So if y'all been paying attention on Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be, this is something that we talked about and we actually did polls. The question is, does a man's relationship with his mom have a say on how he treats women? On Facebook, 15 people said yes, 6 people said no. Instagram, 85% people said yes, 15% said no.
All right, so I think it can and it can't, only because there's some men who didn't have their mothers in their lives.
Right.
So it's like they might feel some kind of like resentment towards her.
Yeah, mommy issues.
But now, does that reflect on females they deal with?
Yeah, I definitely think it does.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So you think some way, somehow, in some kind of form, men who aren't close or don't have good relationships with their mother, that could like reflect on their interaction, their relationships with women?
I mean, it's something that like I heard like a long time ago. It's like when you go through something bad, you either face the demon or become the demon. So I feel like when guys, or just people in particular, well, we're talking about guys, so I'll go here. When guys, they say if they did have a mom who abandoned them when they were young, they're gonna go through life clinging to different females all the time, constantly trying to fill voids, but they're gonna have commitment issues because it's like bullshit. If my mom left, why
she gonna stay? Yep.
Or he could flip it and be like the type of guy, but like, listen, I want to date somebody that's not gonna be like my mom. I want somebody that's gonna stay there, be with me, build with me.
Right. So no matter what it has to say, I think most of the guys that I've encountered that are close to their moms are pretty good guys. I'm like, flipping through. And most, all right, so is there a thin line between being good to your mom and being a mama's boy?
Very much so. And even with that, with guys who have their moms in their life, that can also backfire because some mothers enable every little thing that they, not even just intrusive, they enable the dumb shit that their children do. Like, you have the mothers that will correct their sons and let them know, listen, you my son, but I'm going to tell you this is wrong. Then you have the mothers that's, I'm going to stand by my son no matter what he do, even if he's doing dumb. Like, I don't, if you have that type of mother in your life, then it's like, I'm glad you have the relationship. So, for those of you who
don't know, we both have sons.
Right.
Well, she has a son, and I have two. And I'm not their mom that's enabling anything. You do something sideways, I'm checking you.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you can only raise your children to a certain point. After a certain age, they go on about their own. You know, they already, you can see your children, they got their own little personality.
Yes, girl.
But, after you can raise them as good as you want them to get, but when they get older, they go their own path. But
so would you rather deal with a man who's, like, close to his mom or a man who...
He don't even have to be close to his mom, but I want him, if he does have mommy issues, I would have rather him work them out way before he gets to me. He's like, whatever issues you had with your mother, listen, I'm not your mom. Don't look at me like, oh, my mom left, you gonna leave. Listen, let's go through our thing and figure this out. Don't, go through life thinking, oh, every girl I meet is gonna be like my mom. Because if you go in there with that attitude, then you're not gonna put your all into it anyway.
Yeah, I think no matter what, if you dealt with that, you're always going to have that thought in the back of your head, but you can't let it control how you interact in your relationships with other people.
And some guys do though.
Yeah, and that's where the issue come in. But all right, so the next question is: do men discuss their sexual experiences with their friends?
Hell yeah.
So this was actually a question from one of our followers, and we didn't get too much feedback on Instagram, but we did get some answers on Facebook. I had one guy that said it depends. If something irregular happens, then he telling. But if it's just regular sex, it ain't really nothing to talk about. So I guess that makes sense.
That makes sense. Because I don't really go around like, girl, let me tell you what happened. Like, unless
it was so regular.
Yeah, like, all right, that's what I expected. But, like, you know, like maybe if it was probably better than I expected, I'd probably be like, girl, you know what? I was expecting this experience to be crazy, but it was like, all right.
I know if it's the first time, I might talk to my girlfriend about it.
Right.
Like that initial time. If we continue to have sex after that, there's no point in talking about it.
Yeah, it's not every time.
You know what? I agree. Unless something like out of the ordinary happens. Yeah. I'm probably definitely telling my girlfriends yes, we talking about it if
it's bad.
Yeah, definitely if it's bad.
If it's bad, you want a group text.
Oh no, I don't do group texts.
What? I need to tell all my girlfriends a story at one time. Because I hate repetition. I'm not telling this shit over. So you want a group text.
We talk about y'all. Just know that. And it's clear that y'all talk about us too. So
Of course.
All right. What's the next one?
All right. So, what is your answer when people say, "Tell me about yourself"? My answer is always what you want to know. Only because everybody don't want to go that deep. You might just want to, you might just want to know certain things. So I always be like, well, what do you want to know?
First of all, we almost 30 out here. It's a lot, a lot to tell
you
about
it's way more than me than what meets the eye. So I don't know. You got to tell me, be specific. What you want to know?
So I asked this question because, this is the day in the life of sliding in DMs and inboxes. And I feel like that's always like a guy's initial question. Tell me about yourself. And I'm like, what do you want to know? This guy was like everything. And I'm like, no, you gotta be more specific. But if you had to sum it up, what would like your answer be?
I would just, basically go off what meets the eye, or what. Depends on how we met. Like if you slid my DM, I'm pretty sure you saw from my page. I'm a poet. I'm a mother. So that's not something I have to tell you. So that's why I'm like, I don't really know what to get into because like, do I go? Well, my favorite color is black. Do I like my favorite place to eat? Like, I don't know which. You have to tell me. Do people still
ask that question? Like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah, people really do.
What's your favorite food?
Yeah.
What other
people
questions?
People really do still be asking.
All right, so this was a little touchy. Touchy. Woman denies man sex for 2 months, so he cheats. Who was wrong?
He was.
Why was he wrong?
Because it can be several different. I feel like, all right, honestly, probably both of them wrong. But even though it don't specify in the question, because it doesn't say because of.
Right.
So I feel like, I think there's like this stigma where people feel like because we're in a relationship, you have certain obligations, which you probably do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, if I say no, or I'm not in the mood, or something's going on down there, then
right.
I feel like you should be a little more compassionate.
I feel like if you're in a relationship, the only reason you shouldn't have sex is if something's going on down there.
Yeah.
I don't think, and I thought back, and I don't think I've ever, like, denied any of my ex's sex. It's not, I don't know why. I don't think it's because I felt like I had to. I don't think I ever, like, didn't want to. I feel like with me, if I get to the point where I don't want to have sex with you, there's a problem.
Right.
So a lot of people said it depends on why.
Yeah, it does depend on why. Because maybe he did something. Because, you know, I'm the type of person, like, I'm a Cancer, I'm emotional, so my emotions is tied to mine for JJ. So if you do something bad, like if you go cheat, you can't expect me to just dive right in and want to kiss up on you and hug up on you and live on you. If you want punishment for a while, and so I feel like I want it again or something. Or
punishment.
Yeah.
For a while.
Because 9 times out of 10, if we didn't break up and we're still together, then it's not like, oh, you never want to get it again.
Right.
But right now, I'm just like, that light switch is turned off. I don't want to do nothing with you right now.
Right.
So
the man being wrong was 75% on Instagram, and the woman being wrong was 25% on Instagram. Now, on Facebook, we had 11 that said the man was wrong and 9 that said the woman was wrong. So some of the comments we got was, it depends on why she was denying him.
Right, of course.
So to piggyback on that, what's a good reason to deny somebody sex that you're in a relationship with? Besides that, we know that.
I got an STD. I got a yeast infection. Something's going on down there. Like I don't know. Something's going on down there that's not quite right. Or maybe you did something. I'm just like, listen, right now I'm turned off. Or the only time I've ever like really denied sex in a relationship is because I was flat out tired. Like I didn't even feel like giving them the lazy booty. I just wanted to go to sleep. Like,
wait, what's the lazy booty?
When I just lay there, you just have your way. Like I didn't even feel like doing it because I was just really, really tired. I had worked like back-to-back shifts. I just got in the house. I just wanted to wash up and go to bed. Like I was so tired. That was probably like the only time in a relationship that I denied sex.
So I don't think I've ever denied actual sex. I've denied head before.
Oh yeah, I denied head.
Like full blown went on strike. I'm serious.
Because
it was you know, I'm big on like, you know, two-way streets and things being balanced and even, and I started to notice that somebody was putting in more work than the other person, and I said something and then it changed. So I was like, okay, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this no more.
Yeah.
So you let me know when you're ready. But like I said, actual sex, I've never been in a situation where I was in a relationship and
you did not just said no.
And then there's even times where like I wasn't necessarily in the mood.
There was plenty of times I wasn't in the mood.
But
if you get me in the mood, then it'll happen.
That, but like you said, obligations. I feel like if you're in a relationship, that's definitely part of your duty as a girlfriend, significant other, whatever you want to call it. Now, somebody else said, it's my body, and if I don't feel like it, I don't have to.
And that's also true.
Right. And then somebody replied, was like, well, you should never get married because
I just feel like
it's in the Bible. Because, you know, a lot of, when it comes to relationships,
I mean, I hate that, though. Because people only want to refer to the Bible when it's convenient for them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
My whole thing is, I don't feel like nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Because as a man who 9 times out of 10 has a stronger sex drive than women most of the time, when he wants it, you know, you got to please your man. Or sometimes he just might go out looking for it somewhere else. Mm-hmm. However, at the same time, I feel like there should be some type of compromise. Like, if you with a nigga that want to have sex every day, morning, noon, night, twice a day, if I say no one time, give me a break. Like, this down here needs to, like...
This down here.
Yeah, like, this down here, you can't, like, no. Like, if I say no, then it's no sometimes.
You gonna break it.
Yeah, like, I don't feel like it should be... Because the first thing a guy's going to say is, well, what would you say if I said no to you? or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how, as women, how would you feel if you was horny as hell, you went home, and you was
I'm
trying to
raping
do man,
shit,
and he just said
he
no.
gonna get raped.
See,
First of
what
all,
happens if he try to rape you? And you ain't feel like doing it, and you really just not in the mood. It's
I'm
like,
calling the cops.
See, no,
I'm calling the cops.
I don't think either party is really wrong. It's just like, sometimes you really just don't feel like it.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
You next.
All right. So the next question is: if your spouse has an enemy, does that person also become your enemy? I think this was just on Facebook. 15 people say yes, 6 people say no. Questions from followers? No, not right. It depends. And I only say that because it depends on who the person is. Now, if this is somebody that I personally don't know, this is somebody that you was beefing with, if I know for a fact that you have bad blood with this person, I'm not even going to attempt to try to be cool with them.
Right.
Like, they're not my enemy, but if you don't fuck with my man, I don't fuck with you either. Now, because I've had situations happen where the person that I'm with doesn't like my male best friend.
Yeah, that's different.
And I feel like just because you made him your enemy, I'm not going to make him my enemy. Like,
right.
This is somebody that's been around way before you. He's going to be around way after you. And you really don't have a reason not to like him. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, I'm not going to call my best friend no more. No, if that's you want to claim him as your enemy, that's on you. But that's still my friend.
I think if it's justified, if it's somebody who isn't important to my life, or me not being cool with them isn't going to change my life drastically, I don't care about being friends with somebody that my significant other don't fuck with. Like, I feel like it would cause unnecessary issues.
Mm-hmm.
If now, like you said, if it's one of my friends and my significant other doesn't like them,
right.
then, I'll make sure I keep them separate and I won't put them in any kind of situations. But if it's one of my friends, I know a real friend isn't going to do anything to jeopardize my relationship.
Right.
Even if they don't get along with my significant other.
Right.
So I feel like I wouldn't have to make them an enemy in that situation. But if it's like somebody random or somebody this is what I'll say. If it's somebody I used to be cool with and I'm not cool with them no more, you can't be cool with them no more either.
Oh, yeah, no.
Especially if y'all wasn't really friends, y'all was only just cool because me and them was cool.
Yeah, that's how, listen, if you was talking to me and we don't talk no more, my friends are not your friends. Don't be trying to be cool with them. Don't be trying to talk to them.
Yeah, like, what you know?
No, absolutely not.
Cut that out.
I get that, but I wouldn't even say enemy. Like, if I don't fuck with you, I just don't fuck with you.
All right, so this is a question from a post. Now, the post was, took us 3 years of dating to find a communication style that works for us. Love ain't for kids, y'all. Mm-hmm. You gotta find a balance between not about to let nobody play me and I'm fighting for this because it's what I want.
Right.
It's a fine line to walk, but it's there. So, the question on that post was, how long are you willing to wait or have waited for things to work between you and a significant other?
Honestly, it's all about the effort. Like, as long, like I always say, I hate repetition. I don't know why I hate repetition. I hate having the same argument over and over and over. Mm-hmm. I will argue with you to the fucking wheels fall off, but I don't want to keep arguing and having the same fucking issues over and over. That's what bothers me. But honestly, it just all depends on the effort, the amount of effort. I have to see that you're working with me, not working against me. Because some people just love to argue and say what they want to say. But okay, now where's the solution?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
Like,
I'm all for arguing, but now what?
Yeah, exactly. Like, what comes after that? Because we're not about to sweep this under the rug. That's not going to help anything.
I feel like with a lot of arguments, you either sweep it under the rug or now it's just tension. Yeah,
and you wait for the tension to die down. Either y'all had sex or he buy you some food, and it's just done and over.
Food is not making me happy. But all right, so if you're in a situation where you're trying to make things work and it's not working, how long do you try before you be like, all right, this is not working?
That's hard to say. Only because only you really know when you're at the end of your rope.
Okay, and that's going to piggyback on one of our other questions. But, so we have a follower who sent us a recording that I'm going to play pertaining to this post.
Can you hear it?
I don't know. Tell me. I hope y'all can hear it. If not, then I'll reiterate what she's saying. But
I don't think I did. That post really hit home. First of all, good morning. I'm sorry.
saying, was she saying to try to work it out, or just to, like, for them to make it official? Because it sounded like they wasn't even necessarily in a relationship.
Right. I don't know. I mean, you heard what she said.
Even with that, I feel like, I mean, again, only you know when it's enough. But honestly, at this age that I am, and knowing, like, when I was young in my 20s, I'm still in my 20s. That's not. But when I was in my
almost 30.
When I was in
when
my
people ask me how old I am, I be like almost 30.
Almost, but
you come up with a number.
Yeah, when I was
I'm
in
not
my
giving you one.
earlier 20s, I would say I didn't really know exactly what I wanted. So to me, dealing with somebody for X amount of time and not being in a relationship didn't really bother me because I didn't know what the fuck I wanted from you anyway.
Right.
Now, at the age that I'm at, and I'm learning to now have those conversations sooner than later to figure out what you want, to see if it aligns with what I want. And if we both want the same thing, then to wait 2 years for it, I feel like that's a little much.
Right.
Because if we already established that I want this, I want that, then how long, what exactly are you waiting for to see if you want to do that with me? So, yeah, I get that part. I'm not waiting 2 years, just to let y'all know. I'm not waiting 2 years.
This was a time frame question, and it seems like a lot of the answers that I got was, it depends. I don't know. There's no way to tell. And I understand that. Like you said, now we're in a place where, for the most part, I feel like we know what we want. So, I think after a year or two, I don't think 2 is too much. Now, it's not a year or two of dating. It's a year or two of being together.
Right.
We're not dating for that long. I feel like dating is not something that should be too drawn out. Once you get to know the person, you should know whether or not you want to take it to the next level. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like for us to date and get to know each other, that's maybe like a year, 3 to 6 months. After that 6 month period, if you don't want to exclusively date me, then I'm probably going to eventually start
dating with other people.
And then
right.
going on here about my business.
Exactly. So this was a time frame question, and like I said, a lot of people didn't want to give an actual time frame. So I think you had the time frame question. So I started to like break down the sequence of dating to see if y'all had time frames, because y'all was acting like y'all didn't. You got that one?
Hold on, let me see.
All right, let's get into those.
All right, so how long after you get a number do you hit someone up? Probably like the next day.
Next day?
Depending.
Now, I know with a lot of people, they'll give me their number. They be like, yo, text me or call me so I can lock you in.
Okay.
I don't think that really counts as like initial contact. That's just so y'all got each other number.
I mean, it depends, because if y'all start conversing
right then and there, then okay, yeah. But most of the time you don't. You just see the number. All right, cool. I got it. I think the next day is cool.
Yeah, I think probably the next day.
Some people said the same day.
Yeah, even it all depends. Like if I get your number on a late night during booty call hours, I'm not going to hit you up.
Right.
But if I hit you up, I'll probably hit you up the next day or something. Like when it's.
Are you sending a good morning text?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, if I feel like I want to get to know you, then I don't mind shooting a shot first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next one?
How long after the number do you set up a date? I feel like that should be within that month.
Month?
Within that month.
Only you got 2 weeks for me.
Listen, I be tired, and listen. I'm so serious. Like I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what it is, but I've been literally just enjoying my space. Like, especially since I quit my other job and I'm able to go home at night now. Like, I literally can't wait.
You be showing off.
I can't wait to go home. I literally, you know how people lay out their work clothes in work? I lay out my pajamas. Like, my clothes that I'm going to wear when I come home, my slippers. I get in the shower, I get comfortable, and, like, that's just, like, I love being comfortable in my own space. Mm-hmm. So, I don't feel like a month is too long for me to wait, especially because of my schedule, because we record this, I record another podcast, I'm working on stuff, and I have a son. It's like I go to work 5 days a week, so I do have other things that I am doing. So, as long as it's within that month, and as long as you're consistent within that month,
content,
like don't
you still gotta stay in contact.
Once a day, no, once a day. Don't text me once a week, and then try to pick up the conversation that we had last week, and then like no. After that, by that time I'll probably be over you. For real.
So I need a week or two of constant conversation. Yeah. And when I say conversation, I don't mean just text messages. Yes. Fellas, please learn how to pick up the phone.
Don't what you doing me to death.
Yeah, like the same thing every day is annoying too. Good morning, sweetheart. How you doing? How's your day? You work the day? What time you got going? What time you get off? Like, that's regular. If we're going to be talking, then we should be talking about something with some substance.
Exactly.
And it should be consistent. I don't want to have to bring up us linking up.
I'm not going to bring it up.
I might bring it up.
I'm not bringing it up.
If I'm really feeling somebody, I'll like bring it up. But I might not make the plan.
I probably won't bring up a date, but I do go out by myself a lot. So if I just so happen to be talking
You'll
to you,
invite them?
You know what? I'm about to go hit up this
Yeah,
spot.
I do that.
With me or
You
something
trying
like
to
I'll
come
do
through?
that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not
do
going
that.
to be like, oh, I made reservations at Maggiano's for something like pussy. I ain't
First
said
of all,
a little.
where did that voice
That's
come
my
from?
reservation date. I made reservations.
That's your reservation
That's my reservation
voice?
voice. But,
why do you have a voice for?
no, when I'm talking about people where I'm like saying somebody else's voice,
It gotta be a different voice.
Yeah, it gotta be a different voice.
See,
besides
with
my
me,
own.
when I do a different voice, it always sound like a dude, and they be like, "Why is your voice so deep?" All right, because that's what they said, and then I said what I said in my voice. They're like, "No, you could just say that they said it and still use your voice." I'm like, "No, it's not the same."
Right, it's definitely not the same.
But so yeah, I need a week or two. After a week or two, I feel like some kind of plan should be made for me to see you face to face. I'm really big on face to face interaction.
Very much so.
Because I feel like
yeah,
I'm big on vibes. I'm big on
Yeah.
energy, and you can't really pick that up
from a phone.
in a text or a phone call. You can pick up good conversation, but we might have good conversation over the phone, and then we get face to face, and it's like
It's just dry.
awkward, and you being weird. And,
Plus, I don't like having like those deep talks
right.
over the phone. Like,
Definitely, I feel like
it's
certain topics and certain subjects should be talked about face to face. Can you read
how
that?
long after the first date do you set up the second date before losing interest? I would say maybe like a couple weeks. Give it a few weeks. It depends because, I mean, you might be more of the outdoorsy type to go out or whatever. So you might be, if I do like you, you might be the person to bring me out the house most of the time. Mm-hmm. Only because at this point in my life, I'm not really too interested in going out unless I'm traveling, to be perfectly honest, or going to one of my little hood spots. But
all right, so real quick, I'm on pause. I feel like I be looking like an alcoholic on our episodes.
I mean, I'm drinking.
Are you though?
Let me sip some.
Because my cup is now empty.
I'm getting there, but this is like dry.
All right, I'm gonna wait until you die and then we'll pour another one. All right, so let's see. One of our questions was, who loves harder, men or women? What you think our poll was? Lee don't be looking at results, y'all.
I really don't sometimes because I'll post something and forget to go back on the page.
I got you. It's okay.
But I feel like it's like a 60-40.
Who?
You know what though? It's 50-50. And I only say that because guys be like fronting like they don't really care much. Like they put on this little nonchalant attitude. So I feel like we both probably care, but one of us shows it more.
Okay.
So I say women show it more, but I feel like we probably both care the same amount.
So our polls on Instagram was 76% women, 24% men.
Oh damn, they get them.
Now on Facebook it was 13 people said men and only 4 people said women.
Yeah, because men, I don't feel like they have this thing about them where they can't be emotional, or they don't want to be vulnerable, or because they don't want to seem weak, or whatever case may be. But I feel like showing emotion towards your lady is not being weak. That's like,
yeah, I feel like when it comes to, now I have a nice amount of male friends, and they like confide in me and tell me about like shit they go through with females,
right?
And it be heavy.
Yeah, a lot of times it do be heavy.
It be heavy. I feel like women love easier, men love harder. I feel like with most women, it doesn't take a lot for us to love. Whereas though men, it takes them more, but once they do, they're in. So I think that's really what the difference is. So yeah, y'all be out here catching feelings. It's okay though. I feel like we all human, we all got emotions. I need people to stop acting like they don't feel stuff.
I don't know why people be wanting to act like that, but that don't work with me. I don't care.
All right, what's the next one?
If he proposes and she says no, is it over? Yep. And only because you hurt his pride, and guys don't like that. I know the only way I would say no to a proposal is if I feel like you did it out of fear, if we're not financially stable, and if you only kind of did it to kind of shut me up about something. Like
so
maybe
if it
you're
wasn't genuine.
Yeah, if,
like
it's
if
not
you
like
don't really want to marry me.
Yeah. Like, even if you really want to marry me and we're not in a financial state, like, how did you even get this ring?
This is ring?
Like, yeah, like, no, I don't want
What if it's like a family heirloom and he had to pay for it?
Well, that's different. But what I'm saying is I don't want you to break your pockets and buy me a ring or something like that and you don't even have a car.
Right.
You don't have yourself together. It's like, I would much rather, like, if I'm here with you, I'm with you already.
Right.
Go ahead and get yourself together. I'm getting myself together. We getting ourselves together.
Right.
And then you can propose.
Right.
I don't feel like it's smart for you to spend that type of money on a ring and then you catch the bus to work. Like, no.
So you're saying it's over?
No, I'm saying, not on my standpoint, but I feel like if I say no, he'll probably feel some type of way. And with him feeling some type of way, that comes resentment. And he'll probably be looking like, oh, she probably really just don't want to marry me. Because
what the polls say?
The polls at 50-50.
Ah. I don't think it would be over if we are... Alright, so I feel like if you could be with someone and genuinely want to be with them, but not be ready for marriage.
Right.
I feel like when it comes to proposing, the man, if he proposes, is ready for marriage.
Right.
The woman, if she says yes, is ready for marriage. And it could be a gap somewhere where she feels like she's not ready. Or she might look at him and feels like he's showing signs of not really being ready. So, but I feel like you could move on from a proposal and get ready.
That's the thing. A lot of guys, they probably won't see it that way, at least not right away. Like, maybe some guys will understand afterwards. And then it all depends on how you propose. Like, if it's just me and you, and I say no, and then we can sit there and have that conversation, then yeah. But if you done brought my family, brought my brothers from out of town, got all my girlfriends in on it, and I say no, it's going to be like, yo, I did all this, I'm not doing it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I feel like it would probably be over, or you would probably secretly resent me if we do continue the relationship, or I feel like you're going to wait even longer. Even when you get yourself together, it's like, shit, I already proposed to her. I'm not doing that shit again.
Guys, don't propose with people around, just in case. She say no. I feel like most men, when they propose, they're almost sure she's going to say yes. And I feel like there gets a point in a relationship where you start talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, most of the time it's us. Most of the time we start talking about it first.
Right.
So you already know we ready. We just waiting for you. But if she's not showing signs, maybe you should hold up.
Yeah, or the best thing to do, what I always tell guys, is talk to her closest friend. Because even if
she confides to her,
talk to her close friend, talk to somebody that you know she's close to, her family, probably a sister, somebody. That's where you get the information. That's where, don't go ring shopping by yourself. Take them with you.
Unless, now, I wonder, fellas out there, would you propose without those signs or without her seeing anything? Because I feel like as women, we're a little impatient. And when we get to the point where, are we ready to be married, it's not something we can keep to ourselves. We're going to say something. We're going to pitch a hint,
look at this ring,
or something.
Or something like that. Or the worst thing is when y'all go to somebody else's wedding together. What?
See, I haven't been to anybody's wedding with a significant other.
I haven't either. But I feel like
those are like touchy environments. I don't even know. I feel like if I'm not secure in my relationship and we don't know for sure what's going on, I'm not bringing no man to a wedding. And I will hope that he wouldn't ask me to go with him. If you can't at least introduce me as your girlfriend, I shouldn't be going to a wedding with you.
No, absolutely not.
Right. All right. So, Aaliyah made a post about clean slates.
Oh, yeah.
And she shocked the world. You know what's crazy though? I feel like with that post. Now this is one I gotta look for, y'all, cause but she just posted it, so it ain't gonna take long. I feel like with that post, I don't know. You press some buttons, but I'm gonna read the post to you. So it says, I challenge you guys to ask for clean slates with your woman. Tell her everything, even if it hurts. And from that point, do it every day, and I promise you'll have an easier life. And hypothetically, by Life Jennings and Fantasia was the music that she chose for this post. I think we had a good amount of answers, and I can read some of them to you. Let's see. Somebody said absolutely. Somebody said nope. What I don't know won't hurt me, but if I ask, don't lie. And my piggyback on that was, so if you find out something, but you never asked, then what?
Yeah, my whole thing is, and it depends on how I found out.
Okay.
Because even, it's always a little bit of truth to something, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So if I hear something, I'm not going to automatically take it and run with it, especially if it's coming from somebody that don't like me.
Right.
But that's definitely something I'm going to bring up. If I hear about it, I'm going to ask. So, and I will hope that they don't lie.
And that goes into one of our questions, but we ain't get there yet. As far as clean slates, would I want...
Like, if he was out here doing some dirt, or he just had, like, a crazy-ass secret, and he just says, you know what, baby, I just want to come clean with you because I see us we serious, we here, and you my best friend, and I just want to tell you. Would you want him to tell you? Like, would you really want to know? Something like, imagine this man being probably one of the best men you've ever been with. Y'all relationship is great. You think y'all solid, and then he says, listen, I got some shit to tell you.
All right, so this is what I'll tell you. I really don't know. Only because, now this is a depends type of situation, because you might tell me something and I can't let it go.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, that's the point.
And there's no way of knowing whether or not I'm going to be able to let it go.
Unless you tell me.
Right. So it's like, it's a double-edged sword. Also, would I want to know? Would you want to know?
It definitely depends on what it is. Like, if you...
But you can't pick what it is before he tell you.
If it's something like, you know, I cheated and I might have a baby on the way, you better tell me.
Oh, yeah.
That's some shit. That's some shit I don't want to hear it from another female. If it's something... If it involves you and another female, if it involves you and another man... Even like anything that's like, I'm just saying these days, you
anything out of this
anything
world,
that's out of pocket, that's gonna like really change the dynamic of our relationship. I need to hear from you. I don't want to hear that.
This is what I'll say.
Like,
this is what I was about to say. This is what I'll say. If there's a possibility of me finding out from somebody else, tell me.
Exactly. I don't want to hear from nobody else.
Because if I find out from somebody else, because now not only did you do me dirty, but you got me out here looking crazy.
Right.
You got other people looking at me like, she don't even know.
She don't even know, right.
This, that, and the third. Laughing in the corner and all of that. Yeah, we're not doing that.
That's a no. I would need to hear that from you.
All right, you next?
Yeah, so this was a quick one. Should you block an ex after a breakup? 70% of people on Instagram said no. 30% say yes.
You blocking exes?
No. It just all depends. Like, if you're a quiet ex, somebody that just... you know, likes pictures from time to time and looks and goes.
And not me and Joe.
Yeah, I don't mind that. But if you the ex that want to still comment on that shit,
because when we did this, that, and the third,
like, you
sir, stop reminiscing on my post.
Exactly. Like, we can still be cordial. You can say happy birthday or happy holidays or something like that. But if you the ex that still want me and you make that known to the world and try to act like we still fucking with each other,
you gotta chill. Especially because the new boo is looking and you draw with.
Yeah, like what if I got like a little crush on somebody and they looking at my page?
They like, oh no, she gotta do. Mm-hmm.
No, you gotta stop.
All right, so this was juicy too. If you see your friend's significant other doing something they shouldn't be doing, do you tell?
Go ahead and read the poll for me.
So on Instagram it was 50-50. On Facebook, it was also 50-50. So it was 8 yeses and 8 no's. And I'm going to tell you some of the comments that was made. Somebody said, I told a friend and she didn't believe me. She stopped talking to me. Somebody else said, I'm going to have proof. I'm taking pictures and video. And to piggyback on that comment, somebody said, what if you have proof and they still deal with them after that?
My whole thing is, if this is the initial time, like my first time seeing them do something, and I tell you and you don't believe me, after that, I'm not saying nothing. Because my whole thing is, either if you don't believe me or you still decide to deal with them after that situation happened, it's like, listen, It's up to you. Matter of fact, I lied. I probably still tell you after that if I see him like, listen, you know Tyrone was out there with that bitch again, but if you gonna stay with him, then that's, you know.
Oh, so you going there?
I'm going to do, listen, at the end of the day, all I can do is give you the information. What you decide to do with the information, I'm riding with you. If you want to go fuck this nigga up and the bitch too, all right, I'm riding with you. If you decide you want to pack your shit, leave him alone, we can do that too. But at the end of the day I just feel like when you're in that situation, it's a lot different than being on the outs. Than me saying, "Oh, girl, you might as well leave him."
It's different from receiving the information.
I'm never going to tell you what to do,
right?
But I'm definitely going to tell you because I would just feel weird. I don't care if this the 5th time. Right. I done caught the nigga out like, damn, he with Shantae again. Girl, let me tell you. Like, even if I tell you all the time, you still decide to do it, that's on you. But I'm going to sit back and mind my motherfucking business. But I'm going to tell you. So
I'm a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me once. Fool me twice, shame on me kind of person. So if I see it, I'm gonna tell you. I might tell you twice. If I see it, I'm gonna tell you. If I tell you again, I'm like, all right, I'm not telling you no more. Like, because you clearly don't care. So I can't care about your situation more than you do.
Right.
So.
Like, I wouldn't ever get up and go confront him and say nothing. Nigga, you know who I am.
Right. Now, what I might do is like walk past him so he know I saw him.
Right.
Give him the eye.
But yeah, like, even with that, it's just, like, that can get messy, too. Because, like, if I keep going back and telling you, like, oh, what you want us to break up? Bitch, if you hit me with that, never mind. I won't tell you nothing to fuck up again.
Now, if your friend saw your significant other doing something, would you want her to tell you?
Fucking right. She better. Listen, I don't need nobody around me that's not going, return the favor. If I'm seeing somebody that, especially if it's somebody that I just talked to, I don't give a fuck. But if this is my man, and you know this is my man, like you've been around him, we've all been around him, you see me spending time with him whenever we getting serious, and you see him out with another shorty and you don't say nothing, it's like, bitch, whose side is you on? You keep the secrets with this nigga? Damn,
what would you do if you found out that one of your friends saw your significant other with somebody else and didn't tell you?
I'm saying something to her. I'm going to curse him the fuck out and deal with him however I deal with him, but as my friend, that's some shit you need to let me know.
Is that like end of friendship?
It wouldn't necessarily be. It depends on what it is though. If you see him and he out and he bought some girl a drink or whatever and you didn't tell me, I'll probably be mad.
I don't care about it.
But whatever. But if you see him in a fucking clinic rubbing on somebody's fucking baby belly.
Oh yeah.
No. Oh, and you don't say nothing.
Oh yeah. No. Did you say baby belly?
Bitch, baby belly.
Yeah. No. Baby bellies is like definitely for sure tell me kind of situation.
I want to know regardless. If you see him doing anything shady or anything that you know he wouldn't want me out here doing, you should tell me. As my friend, you should let me know. Like, listen, I don't know where y'all at exactly in your relationship.
Yeah,
whatever,
just a little heads up.
I seen him and he was getting a little close with shorty at the bar or whatever. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
All right, so this is another little time frame type question. And you know what? I feel like time frames are important for where we are in our life. Mm-hmm. Nobody
want to waste their time.
What Drake say? Nobody wants to be 70 and alone.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta count your eggs while they available, because soon you ain't gonna have none. They gonna be old and dried up. All right, but it's like, when do you talk about childhood traumas, mental health issues, traumas, period, etc. Like more deep, like things that you went through. Not necessarily as a child, but even as an adult. Like I feel like we all have shit that we've been through.
Right. I would prefer not to talk to you about it unless we're in a relationship, to be perfectly honest. However, I have had like deep conversations with people that I never was really in a relationship with. Like even if I never even had sex with you, probably just went out a couple times, had like some real good conversations. So it kind of just went there. But
it happens.
I would prefer not to share that type of information with you unless I know for a fact that I can kind of. Even though I don't think nobody would go out and be like, oh, this bitch crazy. I think she little. I don't think nobody would go out and do that. Like I don't think nobody has anything to gain from doing it. But it's just like I'm not a big talker when it comes to certain things that I've been through. So. In order for me to speak to you about that, then I must really trust you. So
some of the answers that we have, and I feel like a lot of people's definition of dating and my definition of dating might differ. But somebody said before dating. I don't want to know nothing about your traumas if we not even dating yet.
Yeah, because it just depends on where the conversation goes. Like, I don't want to... Even still, like, I would feel uncomfortable being at the dinner table and you, like, You ever been depressed before? Bitch, what?
That's not how it happens.
I'm just saying, like, it's like, that's, I'm already awkward on first dates, because, like, 9 times out of 10, we probably maybe only had a couple conversations on the phone, so I'm out and I'm around you now, so I'm like, all right. But I just don't think, no, I don't want to talk about it.
So somebody said, when you're comfortable. I think that's...
Yeah, period. You can't really put a time on it. It's whenever you're comfortable.
I think that's a good answer. Somebody said 6 months.
By that time, y'all probably in a relationship. Might be.
I think y'all probably talked about. Y'all probably touched on some stuff. You probably
you might
didn't
not
go into detail, but you probably touched on some stuff. Somebody said 2 to 4 months. Somebody said definitely before we have sex.
Yeah, only because it don't even have to be like necessarily childhood traumas. I need to know how deep it is with you and mental illness. Like if you was like 302 before, or have a history of like just snapping or something like that. Then
if you done like bleach somebody's clothes or set something on fire, or key somebody's car or broke some windows.
Definitely. I feel like that's some shit you let me know. Even though they probably won't let you know that.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. I feel like people who do shit like that know that shit ain't cool.
Right.
And not really gonna admit it.
No, they're not gonna admit it. You're gonna have to find some shit out. They're gonna have to slip up when they drunk or something.
She gonna have to do her research, and y'all know Leah. Yeah.
I definitely do.
She be doing the background checks and all of that.
Sure do.
She done told me to do some background checks. I'm not doing all that. She done sent me websites to do the background checks.
Listen, because nowadays, like, I don't know if it's because I'm just paranoid or I watch too much Law and Order, but people don't be who they say they are.
That's true.
And I just would much rather find out sooner than later before I didn't got all invested, especially if I have my son invested. It's like, I need to know exactly who you are. So, the next thing was red flags versus deal breakers. I said red flags to me is going to end up being the deal breaker itself.
But red flags 9 times out of 10 are something
like
that
warnings, like little,
you make a note of, but you don't necessarily stop dealing with somebody because of it.
Right, even though you probably should, depending on what the red flag is.
Because a red flag, I feel like with me, red flags are something that like once things get bad and it's over, you look back and be like, dang, I should have.
So what's a all right? Name one red flag and one deal breaker for you.
A deal breaker for me is definitely somebody who don't like kids. It's not gonna work.
Right.
I got kids. A red flag for me might be if we're out on a date and you like be like, all right, I gotta take this real quick, and you walk away.
What, the phone? Like get on the phone? Oh.
Why can't you answer the phone in front of you? That's a red flag. Like that's something to like make a note about.
That's not
right, but it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, it's not a deal breaker
because it might have been, something. Whatever the case is, if we're dating, I don't need to know everything about you right away. So it might be something, personal, or it might be business. You might be talking about money or anything.
Right, and I don't like to talk about money in front of people. So
right, I don't want to necessarily jump to conclusions, but I'm going to make a note.
Right,
and if it starts to become a pattern, then that's a red flag that you can't ignore. So that's, for me, that's the difference. Like, some things it's like, all right, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
You got a list of them? I think a couple of people,
said some stuff. They said cigarettes, being secretive, cheating in the past. I don't know if that says Wayne.
I wrote them, though. Hold
on. Lying.
Okay.
Being friends with your ex. Disrespectful to women. Yeah, in their life. And deadbeats. Deadbeats was one of mine, too. Also, a deal breaker. A deal breaker for me is, basically deadbeat, somebody that don't take care of the kids, or come up with excuses as to why they don't take care of the kids. A red flag for me is how you speak about your ex. I pay very, very close attention to that, because my thing is, I hate when I've had guys who were with women for years, and if I ask you about them or what happened in the relationship, I'm not asking you to bash them or down something.
Right.
All I'm asking for is what happened. If they cheated, okay. If you cheated, okay. I hate when guys be like, oh, that bitch was dirty.
Oh, yeah.
She was trifling. She ain't never washed her ass. You telling me all this, but that says a lot about you, because you was with her for 3 years.
Yeah,
so I'm confused.
You just find this out?
Yeah, it's like, I just feel like, now, if me and you start dealing with each other and things go left, you only
be out here in the streets
telling me about my
dragging my name.
All this, so it's just like, no. I don't like guys who down talk their ex. If y'all not together, y'all not together. But you'll never catch me talking bad about nobody. Like, it's a difference between telling a story and then bashing them. So.
Right. I think that's it for this episode, y'all.
Yes, it is. We will be wearing more of our merchandise that we purchased from Black entrepreneurs. So if you have a brand that you would like for us to wear, we're still looking for music. If you are an artist or you know an artist that doesn't mind sending us
I told y'all I'm
music,
gonna start singing.
No.
Every time you
If y'all don't want to hear that every time y'all watch the show, then please send us some music.
every time I don't even know the
What else do we
words.
need? Drink options. We have been getting some. We didn't really have time to do it today.
So I actually
options.
came across a couple of, I guess, liquor vendors. I don't know what you call them, but I was in New York. We're gonna have some Henny Colada.
Is it?
Yeah,
Whatever that shit
that's what it is.
It looked like it was good, but we didn't have time to really get it today. So,
Right.
yeah, some of those drink options. More
Music,
topics. Keep conversing with us.
interacting. I love
Yes.
y'all feedback. Y'all be on point, and these conversations be like
They
juicy.
be heavy, so
They
we
be
definitely
juicy,
appreciate it.
so we definitely appreciate it. Definitely send us suggestions. We used a couple of our followers' questions on this episode, and we'll continue to do that. If you would like to be shout out, because I know we got like some followers that are very active. We see
on
y'all.
everything.
If y'all
On
cool with us
everything.
shouting y'all out, we will do that. Just let us know. Like, hey, can you give me a shout out?
Yes,
Like,
especially if we said I don't know who voice that was, but we didn't want to shout you out if we didn't.
we didn't want to
But,
put her on Front Street.
If y'all are one of the people that's constantly commenting or whatever the case may be, just let us know if it's okay for us to say your name. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Thanks for
y'all.
watching.
Thank you for watching.
We
Until next
appreciate it.
time.
See y'all.
Bye.